Okay, guys, I have followed a lot of the news on YouTube, so as you know, a lot of people have been encountering numerous assaults, and there's a scripture in the Bible that we're not, we battle not against flesh and blood, but principalities in dark places. And I really believe that in a time where there's scriptures and things that a lot of people might talk against, speak against it, the truth is, it's all been prophesied long before some of us were born. What I find very interesting about the Hogman report right now is that they're being censored. This is actually against the law to censor people from free speech. We know it was introduced and rolled out, the internet as well, was rolled out over 12, 13 years ago. So they always say technology has a way of catching up with the times we're living in. And I've studied enough on YouTube. We've done a lot of homework. I'm not going to try to beat an old horse here. What I'm trying to say is that under U.S. law, constitutionally, to lock somebody for speaking freely is going to be challenged at some point. I believe these challenges, we haven't even seen most of these cases go to court yet. And because we live in a season at a time, there's a lot of questions that need to be asked. And all of us understand at this point, if you have been encountering an assault, please start writing notes. Please start writing your congressman. At least show that you're initiating something here. Because here's to me, there's a verse in the there's many sayings that good evil continues when good men do nothing. And I'm pretty sure when we talk about Bonhoeffer and we talk about how important Bonhoeffer played a role during the time of the imprisonment, and we're not just talking about Jewish people, we're talking about the Japanese internment camps. We're talking about what really was happening during that time. How if somebody looked the other way, that to me brings about something inside me. I see it every day. There are people that looked away at sexual abuse and looked away at some of the things. And I'll be honest with you, I want to take you guys in here where there's been assault every day. It might not happen directly to us, but we know the impact of sexual abuse. I just saw this report in CBS News. This is actually making headline news as we speak about the ongoing sexual abuse of children and families impacting for over 40 years. And we could go on and on about how many people who have encountered, who have been approached, raped, sexually abused in their relationships and on. I mean, you could go through a lot of things here. So we're talking about for over 40 years of sexual abuse cases that didn't even go to court. And because the public trust here in the Commonwealth, as it states, the Commonwealth, when we think about the Commonwealth, what is in the best interest of the people, see, this is at the heart of everything that violates family. It'll violate it interrupts not only the home, it interrupts people's lives. Sexual abuse and violence of any kind is an interruption. Crimes that go on, and we're not talking about petty crime. I'm not talking about these small little petty things, although the petty things have gone ignored as well. So we get that, like I was just listening to this couple right now who are they're camping out in my yard right now, and they have been through their own set of corruption. So this hits on every level. It can happen to anybody of any religious belief. It can happen to anyone. That's why I know the times we live in are. It's just ironic. Because I know people want to go down this religious road. I'm stating it as it states because I grew up. I have families that are Catholic and Christian and Jewish. So to me, when I look at this issue, when I look at the very issue at hand, when it comes to children and sexual abuse, to me, that's the crime that has been committed in some of our homes. The violation against another person's home, it's a violation to sexually abuse a family, to interrupt their home that way. To me, every time somebody sexually abuses somebody or rapes somebody, to me, it is a crime that will definitely someday we'll all get argued in court. And I truly believe there are families right now that have faced it head on. Believe me when I say that there are people that need to pay attention to the times ahead. When I tell you that there are abuses that have gone unchecked, not only in our homes, it's gone unchecked at the highest level. We're talking from not just from state government, but from all the way up to the federal government. When the framers put their Constitution together, they put it together so that the average person would be able to be represented properly. When you have taxes like what you see now, I mean, there's a gas tax. It's 75 cents per gallon of gas. That is outrageous. That was enough. This would be enough to cause a Boston Tea Party. That is why the Tea Party existed to begin with. And we're not talking about the Tea Party you guys are out there talking about. We're talking the very Tea Party that caused the people to say enough was enough. They were being taxed too much. They were working and not being represented. So to me, the times we live in are very interesting. When we follow the news and we look at the stories that are impacting us daily, and I think about the very thing that the reason why there is an unalienable right is to defend your family, not to be defenseless, not to back down to sexual assault. Men have to be men and women have to be women. When it used to be that women provided and took care of the home, the times have changed. And listen, during the industrial age, there was a reason why they forced women out in the workplace. And since that has happened, it is also, look at the child care costs. Look at everything that goes on. And when I see broken families, fractured, and most likely on purpose, because you look at the agenda and you look at what's going on. See, the internet wasn't really in our homes until like really the 1997. And just as that was happening, I saw it happen in our family. I saw it around the people I knew that were married. Most of their marriages were broken. In fact, if you talk to all of the attorneys, most of the divorces now have a lot to do with relationships because of the internet. Most divorces today, as a result of internet, chat rooms, I don't know, online porn, anything that's going on the internet is one of the biggest drivers of divorce and abuse. And it's a fact. So when I look at a detective, a very well-known, good detective, like in this case, Hadman's, they're being attacked for doing what listen, I'm from Pittsburgh. And any of you know, I've talked about this several times. My grandfather was the attorney for the Pittsburgh police. These are the best of the best. These are some of the best detectives. And they're doing this to detectives. To me, it's going beyond what is legal. So the times are changing. And the tide is going to change. And it's going to go in the right direction. I don't know where it's headed at this moment, but I believe when somebody starts striking against the detectives and police officers that they've been successful investigators, that's when I think that's how, when you know things are coming to roost. So I know, and a lot of you who have ever followed my posts at the Field Report, I mean, if I thought this was about a religious issue, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And anybody who study medicine or go into the field, legal field, any field like this, I mean, I started out as a medical assistant and a medic in the Army. So to me, when I see this assault occurring to people, not just to me, but people around me, it's time to start writing your legislators and demand HB 951 and more legislation that would prevent this from continuing. Because there's no reason we should wake up and worry about our families being assaulted that way. Personally, it's offensive and it's absolutely wrong. When the individuals were sexually abusing these kids, he got 6 months in jail. Do you know how many fines some of us have had to pay for just fleeing abuse? So to me, it's outrageous and it's wrong in every way. And every one of those people that are responsible, I'm speaking to you. If you were responsible for sexually assaulting somebody in my family and around me, this is the word to you. You will be found out for who you are. Okay? And to do it to somebody who's related to police department is stupid. It is absolutely, that's how dumb criminals get caught. Thank you guys for listening to my report at HB 951. You want to follow this Windows legislation. Right now they're talking about, I've been telling you guys about this for 2 years. Keep at it. Thank you for listening to the Field Report.